Hello everyone. In this particular lecture, we are going to study about two parameters or two terms that are included in the volume weight relationship for the soil. In the last lecture, we studied about the phase diagram. And as you can see here that I have already drawn a phase diagram showing three different phases. The first phase is the air, second phase is the water, and the third phase is the solids. And let us suppose if I want to represent that how much voids are present in my soil, then as you already know that the void is nothing but that is equals to the summation of both water as well as air. And yes, if we are actually solving some numerical or if we want to give some data about a particular soil, then even drawing such phase diagram will not be suitable for all the time. That is why to represent how much voids are present in a particular soil, we have defined two terms. The first term is the void ratio and the second term is the porosity. In this lecture, we are going to talk about both of them. So let's move ahead to the first term, and the first term that we are going to talk here in this particular lecture is nothing that is void ratio. And this void ratio is actually represented by the term that is small e. This small e is nothing but that is the ratio of volume of voids. As the name suggests, it tells us about the voids. So it is the ratio of volume of voids to the volume of solids. To the volume of solids. We can simply represent it as VV divided by VS. Fine. So as you already know that the voids are actually a part of soil. A soil cannot be called as a soil if there is no solid. So hence we can here say that in any soil, there is no possibility that solids will be zero. So solids cannot be equals to be zero. That means yes, obviously the denominator of this ratio will never be zero for a particular soil. And if I am talking about the total soil, you know that the soil is nothing but that is the summation of solids plus voids. Yes or no? That means I can always say that the soil will be always more than the solids. Yes or no? And the soil will always be more than the voids also. Fine. Now, what about the solids and voids relation? Is it necessary that the voids will always be lesser than the solids? Or is it necessary that the voids will be more than the solids? No. Actually, there is no such relation exist between the voids and solids. Voids can be more and voids can be even less than the solids. But yes, as you know that both the numerator and denominator in this ratio are positive terms, we can here say that E will always be greater than 0. But yes, voids can also never be equals to be 0, because you can here say that if voids are equals to 0, that means that particular soil will have only and only solids, even not a single crack is present in that particular soil. And such particular soil will be known as the rock, not the soil. So for a particular soil, no voids is not a possibility. Fine. So as voids cannot be 0, we can here say that the value of this E, in which the numerator is a void's volume, you can say that E can never be equals to be 0. So E can never be equals to be 0 and E should be positive. That is why I have kept the range of the E as it should be always greater than 0. But what is the maximum limit of E? See, E can even be more than 1. When E will be more than 1? When E will be more than 1? See, here this is actually a ratio. Ratio can be more than 1 if a numerator is more than denominator. Yes or no? So this is possible when the volume of voids is more than volume of solids. And if E is lesser than 1, that means a volume of voids is lesser than volume of solids. And yes, both are possible. So if someone asks you that whether void ratio can be more than 1 or not, yes, void ratio can be more than 1, and there is no maximum value for the limit of void ratio. Fine. So this is about our first term, that is void ratio. So that's all for the first term for this particular lecture. Now let us move ahead to the next term, and the second term that we are going to study here is about the porosity. Which is represented by eta or sometimes even n. But if I define this eta or n, porosity is defined as a volume of voids to the volume of soil, or by the designations we can write that as V upon V soil. Fine. So again, this is also representing the voids, and the void ratio was also representing the voids. That means if the voids increases, both E and eta will increase. Yes or no? Yes or? So we can here write that if voids are increased, both E and eta will increase. Fine. If, let us suppose, if soil is compacted, then see, compaction means you are actually applying some external force, and if you are applying some external force to bring the solids together, that means voids will be decreased. And if voids are decreased, then both E and eta will decrease. Yes or no? So we can here write down also that due to compaction, both E and eta will decrease. Fine. And yes, if I ask you about the range of this eta, can you tell me that volume of voids and volume of soil, what is the relationship between these two? See, voids is actually just a part of soil. Yes or no? Soil is equals to be solids plus voids. Yes or no? So obviously in any of the case, voids can never be more than the soil. Yes or no? So we can here say that the soil volume will always be more. And if in this particular ratio, if the denominator is always more, then the ratio will always be less than 1. Fine. So here we can say that eta will always be less than 1. And can eta be equals to be 0? Can eta be equals to 0 also? No. Why it is not possible? Because voids 0 is not possible. Because if the voids are 0, that means that particular soil will be either a rock or only water. Even in the water form, that will be completely voids only. So we can here say that voids can never be equals to be 0, and hence eta will always be more than 0, and hence we can here write down the complete range of the eta as it should be lying between 0 and 1. It can never be equals to be 0, and it can never be equals to be 1 also. Fine. So this is the range of the eta. Now again, if I ask you, let us compare the two terms that we have just now studied. The first one was the void ratio. Let me write down here, that is volume of voids to the volume of solids. And what was the eta? That is volume of voids to the volume of soil. Among these two terms, which one will be bigger and which one will be smaller? Can you relate them? Yes, you can relate them. See, in both the terms, the numerator is same, that is volume of voids. But if we compare both of these, in eta, the denominator is volume of solids, whereas in your porosity, the volume of soil is in the denominator. Yes or no? And if I ask you that which one is bigger and which one is smaller, volume of soil is bigger or volume of solids will be bigger? Obviously, solids are actually a part of soil. So hence, always volume of soil will be more. Yes or no? So what I can write down that as a denominator of eta. Eta denominator is volume of soil. Yes or no? So volume of soil is more than denominator of E, that is volume of solids. What we can write down that eta will always be, as the denominator of eta, that is porosity, is always more. If the denominator is more, then the ratio will be less. So here we can write down that the value of eta will always be lesser than your void ratio. What is the reason? Reason is that the denominator of eta is bigger, whereas denominator of E, that is void ratio, is always smaller. So that is why the value of eta will always be lesser than the void ratio. So I hope now you understand. Now again, there is one more question that I want to ask you. Let us suppose you want to represent voids in the soil. And as we have studied that both of these two terms are actually representing the voids only. So among these two, which one should be more preferred? Either we should prefer void ratio or we should prefer porosity. So the answer is, you can make the guesses, but yes, what is the answer? The answer is that void ratio is more preferred. And what is the reason? The reason is that, let us suppose, I am giving you an example. Let us suppose that there are two students in your classroom, and one student got marks equal to 20 in a particular exam, and another person got marks that is 40 in another exam. So among both of them, which of the person performed better? Can you tell me? Some of you might say that the person who got 40 has performed more. But did I mention that out of how many marks he got 40? No. Yes or no? So obviously, to compare the performance of two person or even two soil in our case, we have to understand that what is the maximum value or what is out of value. Yes or no? So maybe it is possible that the first person got 20 out of 20 and another person got 40 out of 100. So now you can say that yes, 20 out of 20 person performed better. Yes or no? But if we want to compare both, what is the easiest possible way? That is to represent their performance in terms of a percentage. And what is percentage? That is out of 100. 100 is fixed. Let us suppose 20 out of 20 is nothing but that is 100%. In the same way, 40 out of 100 will be 40%. Yes or no? So now it is easy for us to compare that the first person got 100% and the second person got 40%. So that is easier. But what we did in the percentage, we fixed the value as 100 in terms of which we are going to represent. Yes or no? That is per cent. Cent is 100. Yes or no? So if the denominator out of which we are going to represent the voids will be fixed, the term will be more useful and it will be more useful in comparing two different states of soil. Yes or no? So if we ask you that which of the two terms have a fixed value of denominator? So see, the denominator here is soil and the another denominator is solids. Which value is fixed for a particular soil? Obviously, see, solids can not be changed. Yes or no? Volume of solids are more constant, whereas volume of soil can be easily changed. Yes or no? So as the denominator of E, that is void ratio, is more constant, that is volume of solids are constant in a particular soil, that is why it is easy to compare two different state of soil if we are comparing the value of void ratio. So here we can say that E is more preferred. E is more preferred to compare two different states of soil as its denominator is constant. And what is the denominator of a void ratio? That is volume of solids is constant. Yes or no? I hope now you understand that why E is more preferred, and even in the upcoming chapters you will see that we will always compare that what is the variation of another property of the soil with respect to the void ratio, not with respect to the porosity. In every upcoming chapters we will use void ratio more as compared to porosity, and that is the reason that why we always use void ratio. So now you understand that why we do this. And now let us move ahead to the next part, and that is the relationship between void ratio as well as the porosity in our upcoming lecture.